Cutter Top 10, Cutter Top 10. You know you liked it a lot. Time to see who is the best and the worst at stuff. You know, baseball, basketball, football, hockey, NASCAR, wrestling. If I have to, so please join me. Why don't you read? This is Cutter's Top 10. Hey there, Heather, ho there! It's Jeff Cutter Diamond. We're ready to rumble! Oh. Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond with another top 10. And this time, of course, it is Leaf related. That's why I have the FNUF jersey on. So it's the top 10 worst Leaf players ever. And no, FNUF is not in the top 10. There were way worse people than that to be in the Leaf uniform. Here we go. Noto Dees, Ryan Holwake. Yeah, Ryan Holwake. 2009. 2009, he got 2 assists in 25 games for the Leafs after they picked him up for the Rangers. I forget what the trade was with who the Leafs gave up for Holwake. But anyway, it was just for his toughness because, you know, they needed someone tough. And that was the season in which the Leafs ended up second worst. No, sorry. Was that sorry, that's 2010. No, that's 2010, the Taylor Tyler saga. So anyway, he was terrible. He was let go after one season in the NHL with the Leafs and the AHL Marlies, and then went to the Czech Republic. He was chosen 238th overall by the Rangers in 2001. His NHL totals, 14 points in 228 games with 349 penalty minutes added on. He got 1 point in 14 playoff games as well. So yeah, Ryan Holwake, yeesh. I don't like enforcers, I really don't. Number 9, Bunny Larocque. It was amazing how the Leafs got this guy. Bunny Larocque had a good career as Ken Dryden's backup, and he did okay in 79-80, the year that Dryden left for greener pastures, aka his law degree. So anyway, the Canadiens traded him to the Leafs for Robert Picard, who was a pretty good defenseman who Washington gambled on with a 3rd overall draft pick years earlier. So anyway, the Leafs also gave up an 8th round pick. Of course, in the NHL nowadays, it's 7 rounds. Larocque played 3 seasons with the Leafs and had a goals against of dismal 4.79 in 74 games. He won 16, lost 35, and tied 13 before going to Philly in a trade for Rick St. Croix, who also made the list, but I did not put him in because who's Rick St. Croix? Anyway, his save percentage was pretty bad. And of course, this is the year, of course, the 80s were known for bad save percentages. Sadly, Bunny Larocque died in 1982 of cancer. Number 8, Chris McAllister. The defenseman joined the Leafs from Vancouver in a trade for Darby Hendrickson in 1999. And by September, he was dealt to Philadelphia for a reject by the name of Regan Kelly. He played 56 games with the Leafs and got 5 points with 107 penalty minutes. He just couldn't handle himself. And in 2004, he went to the minors with the Rangers minor league club and stayed in the minors for 6 years. Surprise, surprise. He only ended up with 4 goals, 21 points, and 634 penalty minutes in his 301 career NHL matches. Number 7, Carter Ashton. Not Carter, Peter Schmidt. Anyway, he was acquired in the Leafs in February 2012 for Keith Oley. Keith Oley has been okay. Carter Ashton played 53 games in 3 years with the Leafs and only got 3 assists. He just couldn't keep anything going for him. Everyone was so surprised of how good he was. But anyway, the 6'3" first rounder of Tampa now is in the KHL, and Ashton got a 20-game suspension because of the performance-enhancing substance abuse policy. He was traded back to Tampa with David Brule for a draft pick, and then he's now in the KHL. Number, oh my God, 6? Yeah, that's right. Number 6, Colton Orr, another enforcer. Blah. He was a fan favorite because of his fists and all that. He had played 232 games with the Leafs and scored 8 goals and 5 assists. Amazing, he scored 8 goals. And had a whopping 637 penalty minutes. Orr didn't score a point in 7 playoff games with the Leafs in 2013 and got 18 penalty minutes. He joined the club in 2009 from the Rangers and lasted till 2014. He decided to retire with 1,186 penalty minutes in his career, and he never got a point in a postseason game. Number 5, David Clarkson. Kitchener! You knew he would be on the list. I was pissed off. I was happy when David Clarkson was headed to the Leafs, because I'm like, oh my gosh, someone from my favorite junior team is joining my favorite NHL team. He got a big contract based on some good campaigns with the New Jersey Devils. 7 years with the Devils. And it had a no-trade clause to make matters worse. Clarkson played 114 regular season games and scored 15 goals. Pathetic. And his penalty minutes were stuff legends because of his dumbness against Buffalo in the preseason that year and got a 10-game suspension. He was never a plus. He never had a plus in the plus-minus department with the Leafs. The Leafs unloaded his contract when he went to Columbus for Nathan Horton. Of course, the Nathan Horton deal was because, to unload salary cap. Clarkson played 3 games in Columbus that year before getting a season-ending injury. He's still with the Blue Jackets to this day. Number 4, Fraser McLaren. Yet another stupid enforcer. He only scored 5 points with the Leafs in 62 games. He had a lot of time in the penalty box. He was in the AHL with the Marlies, and we don't know if he's still around. Number 3, Stefan Kronwall. He played bits and pieces of a few seasons with the Leafs and didn't do so well. He wasn't really aggressive at all. Toronto released him. And then Kronwall only played 14 more NHL games before he went to the KHL. And he's been consistent in the KHL. Number 2, Andre Deveaux from the Bahamas. I've been to the Bahamas before. Really, I have. Limited hockey skills and nothing else except for brawn. He played 22 games with the Leafs and got 75 penalty minutes. Amazing. He was a 6th-round pick by the Habitants in 2002. And he actually had a couple of 20-goal seasons in the minors. But was told to be an enforcer when he got to the big leagues. And it showed only 2 points in the NHL in history. And last but certainly not least, number 1, John Kordic. One of the worst trades in history happened when Gord Stellick traded Russ Cordno, who was a very good winger with the Leafs, to Montreal for John Kordic. The Leafs got a 6th-rounder. Kordic played 3 years with the Leafs and actually scored 10 goals out of 4 games. That's okay. Well, his off-ice antics were really why he's number 1. The worst part was that the Leafs put number 27 on Kordic's back, whereas they shouldn't have, because that was Sittler Mihaljevich's number. He was finally traded in 91 to Washington with Paul Fenton for a 5th-round pick. And Kordic nearly had 1,000 penalty minutes, but fell short by 3. Tragically, John Kordic passed away in 1992 after a cocaine binge in Quebec City. So yeah, that's it for this whole thing of top 10s. There'll be some more top 10s coming up, and a big hint, there won't be too many. The list will really have to do with a specific sport. Maybe soccer, maybe nothing else at all.